Undisputed, everybody. Our Super Bowl is set. What do you think of our two teams? We're so glad you're spending Monday morning with us. This is Undisputed. I'm Jen Hale. That's Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. Gentlemen, how we doing?
I'm doing great. No Cowboys, no Bucks, no Bengals. Everybody can be happy, Kate with Skip.
Allow me to congratulate Jalen Hurts for lifting his Eagles to the Super Bowl, and allow me to uncongratulate my Cowboys for firing Kellen Moore. Way to go, Cowboys.
Hey, listen, you a day late and a dollar short.
How's that?
You gone. Why you fired a man after the fact?
Yeah, that's
we gonna talk about that.
Yes, we are.
The wrong person got fired, I think.
I'm afraid you're right.
The countdown to Arizona is on, guys. Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs, they got the 23-20 win over the Bengals and Joe Burrow last night. They are advancing to the Super Bowl. Mahomes finishes with 326 passing yards and a pair of touchdowns in this win. The Chiefs QB also got his team into game-winning field goal range on a scramble that drew an unnecessary roughness penalty. That was key. Shannon, you have a lot of choices here. What was the biggest reason Kansas City won?
That we can put to bed this notion that Joe Burrow is better than Patrick Mahomes. It shouldn't have been a debate, but since we do a debate show, I wanted to debate this. Skip wanted to debate it, but there's really no debate. There's nothing to debate. The resumes don't line up, and I think he put that notion to bed yesterday with the performance that he had. Skip, did you know that Juju left this game? So now McCole Hardman left this game. Kadarius Toney left this game. Justin Watson didn't even shoot up. They brought a guy up, Marcus Kemp, from the practice squad who caught a pass. So basically, he's throwing to MVS, Travis Kelce, Marcus Kemp, and Sky Moore. That's what Patrick Mahomes doing, and he's doing it on a bum ankle. And he gave you 3+. He gave you 2 touchdowns, and that run in which you took off. He answered all the questions. He checked all the boxes yesterday. He says, until otherwise noticed, I am unquestioned the best quarterback in football. Yesterday, you saw all the great attributes in which Patrick Mahomes possessed. The touchdown pass to Kelce on 4th and 1. The touchdown to MVS. I mean, there's not a whole lot of quarterbacks. He scans, he wants to go to Kelce, he's double covered. He scans the field again, he's covered, and then he comes back. Look at this play right here. This is 4th and 1. I wrote to Kelce, back of the end zone, nice. Look at this play. This is the play. How many quarterbacks on a bum ankle can jump and throw this ball like he did? And right here, Skip, look at him. Look at my homeboy. He's like, give me that block. I didn't need this block. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
No, thank him for the out-of-bounds hit.
What was Skip? I mean, we got the first down. We got the first down, right? So you know what Mahomes...
you had a 60-yard field goal.
No. Hey, that was 5 seconds. That was 8 seconds. You what Mahomes can do. Now, you know what he's capable of doing. You saw him get in field goal range at 13 seconds. So with 8 seconds, I ain't got no question in my mind he could do this, Skip. But I also thought the defense did an outstanding job. Skip, we talked about it last week, and I say, in order for the Chiefs to win this game, Chris Jones got to play the game of his life. He played the game of his life. They harassed him. They did something they couldn't do the previous 2 games, which was continuously pressure Joe Burrow and not let those receivers outside, Chase and Higgins, do a number on him. They did that. They shut down the run. But Chris Jones and that defensive line, give them credit. They were relentless in their pursuit of Joe Burrow, and that's why they were able to win. But Mahomes had to stand on his head. He had to be great yesterday. He had the one turnover. He was about to throw a little jailbreak screen. The ball slipped out of his hand, and that's how they got that touchdown. But I thought Mahomes was one, but 1B had to be that defense led by Chris Jones. They were sensational.
I don't know. I got to get me a new television, but I watched a great game yesterday that was marred by a late boneheaded penalty that ended the game, unfortunately, in favor of the Kansas City Chiefs. I watched Joe Burrow slightly, I'll just go slightly, outplay Patrick Mahomes yet again.
I got to get a new TV.
He was in position to be 4-0 against Patrick Mahomes, but I'm going to give Mahomes this. He was on an ankle that I thought was about 80%. That's what I predicted it would be, and that's exactly what it was. And he practiced all week,
and
they said he practiced. Well, I told you that's what it would be on Friday.
No, I'm saying, but how do you know it was 80?
I saw it. I watched it on my TV. That's my opinion of it. Okay, 80%. And CBS reported as the game began that he elected not to get shot up with any painkiller. So I guess it wasn't dire straits of an ankle. I guess they thought he could move around okay. And I thought he moved around plenty okay enough, given the fact that his protection was about 95% better than Joe Burrow's protection. You realize that Patrick Mahomes' offensive line through this regular season that we just witnessed led the league by far in pass block win rate. And you saw it on full display yesterday because they could get next to no pressure on Patrick Mahomes. It was 69%. They won their pass blocks. That was by far the best in the league. And you saw it on full display because the flip side of it was that Joe Burrow was running for his life the whole day. And usually he'd just say, okay, I give up, or he's dirt balling, or he's just ducking and for cover. It was Brady-esque, except Joe Burrow is a lot younger than Tom Brady is, obviously. And you said, well, he looks down the barrel and takes it in the mouth. Well, yesterday, there was no barrel to look down because he sets, and he's going down. And listen, to me, the MVP of the game was Chris Jones. Above the quarterbacks, he took the game over.
He had to.
He had to, and he did. And he was literally unblockable all the way down to the final play of the game for Cincinnati, which was a sack of Joe Burrow, which was just pathetic because, for once, he's a defensive tackle who obviously...
Put him at the DN.
And by the way, just for those who don't get this, Chris Jones is 6 feet 6 inches tall. And when he looms up over a quarterback, he looms. And it is beastly where he's just swooping down on. There's advertisements for this new movie that's coming out, Cocaine Bear. And sometimes I thought he was Cocaine Bear, where he had accidentally ingested some cocaine because he was all over.
Well, that last play you're talking about, Skip, he got there so quick, I was like, please don't drop your body weight on him. Because Joe Burrow just gave up. He's like, I ain't got nowhere to go. And the only thing you worried about was weight. Okay, unnecessary runs. He dropped his weight down on the quarterback. But Chris Jones was sensational yesterday.
Okay, all right. So, in the end, the odds were so with Patrick. And again, I'm taking nothing away from gutting it up, toughing it out on his ankle. But when you're 0-3 against an arch-rival quarterback, when a year ago in this game, in your place, in your house, that has been questioned this week as it was Burrowhead by the Bengals and their fans and their mayor, which we're going to get to in a few minutes here. And you stunk it up in the second half a year ago because you scored only 3 points and you let them come back from 21-10 down at halftime to take the game into overtime. You won the toss, you had it, and you went misfire, almost pick six, and then interception. And you owed Joe Burrow, and you did it. And I think Patrick just guts it up, and he said his team has never been more fired up and ready to play. And I think it had a whole lot to do with Mike Hilton at Buffalo screaming at the cameras at the end of the game, we're going to Burrowhead. Well, you can't, you said you can't do that.
Right.
And they're
you remember Joe Mixon? What did he say, Skip? We're the new team in the AFC.
You got to come through us, right? Okay. And after the game at Buffalo, and I was the first to jump on this and question it, Eli Apple and some other Bengals are lighting up cigars. And I told you, I said, I've never heard of that after a divisional round game. Maybe if you win the AFC Championship game, maybe. But I don't even like that. And then Mahomes took a shot at them. Well, maybe we don't have any cigars, but we're going to the Super Bowl, right?
But you know what? The Bengals remind you of the Grizzlies. They do a lot of celebrating, a lot of talking, and they won nothing.
Okay, that's fair enough. At least they did get to, as opposed to the Grizzlies. The Grizzlies haven't gotten to a NBA Finals, but at least they got to a Finals, which was the Super Bowl last year. And they had won 10 games in a row. And congratulations to the Chiefs, because I thought in the biggest picture yesterday, they played harder and they wanted that game a little bit more than the Bengals did. Okay, so what happens at the end of the game? How does it get won by the Chiefs? It wasn't altogether Mahomes who did it, because the biggest play of the game is made by a special teamer who is Sky Moore, who had fumbled 3 punts earlier this year. And he's back, and he takes the punt. And you can't do that. If you're going to win this game, you cannot allow this.
No.
He goes 29 yards. I think we have it, if we could see it, please. He goes 29 yards.
There may or may not have been a block in the back.
It was close. It was close. But I'm not going there. I'm not going to go there. But this kid can haul, and he's hauling up the sideline. And I look up, and they're almost at the 50-yard line. And I'm saying, well, that's it. Surely Patrick can put this one away. And all of a sudden they go run, then they go incomplete, and now we get to the crucial play. And it's 3rd and 4 at the 47. And the one thing you know about ankles is, you can usually go a little better straight ahead than you can go side to side.
Right.
So he guts it up, but his adrenaline's just like probably flowing where he's about spitting it out. He's got so much adrenaline going on. And he takes off running, and I was not shocked because Hubbard lets him out. He breaks contain and gets outside Hubbard. As you see here, he ducks under and then gets outside of him. And here he goes off to the races, and I wasn't surprised at all by that. He gets 5 yards, but obviously he continues out of bounds. And Joseph Osai, he's a good kid who plays his tail off, and he comes to work every day, as Zach says after the game. But this is just so bad. It just you're overamped, man.
I thought Mike Hilton was going to check him. I thought Mike Hilton was going to block him and save him from himself.
Okay, and yet he tried to argue after the game. I was trying to get there to redirect his momentum, because if you make him go backwards out of bounds, you don't stop the clock.
How you going to do that, but you behind him?
He's so far back.
Yes.
You're not even touching him until he's past the white, like he's into the bench area. And I just said, okay, that's it.
Yes.
So a 60-yard field goal, which I do not believe Harrison Butker could make that. I just don't think it was cold and it was windy. It was getting colder and colder by the moment. And he nailed the 45-yarder, give him credit. But if you look at the 45-yarder, it's not that much over the crossbar.
It hit the net, Skip.
Yeah.
It hit the net. Yeah, it did.
I thought it was like...
I mean, look at this. It hit the net.
Well, did it?
Yes. It's in the net. See, that's the net back there.
I'm not sure it hit
that's the net.
Did it?
Yes, that's the net back there that catches it, Skip.
I thought the wind was holding it.
Look, see, it's in the net.
Okay, it hit the bottom of the net. Okay, but the point is, from 60,
but it ain't going 60. No, he ain't got, that was a 43-yarder. He ain't got 17 more yards on it. No.
Okay, so way to go, Patrick. You got them in position to, who knows? Wasn't it down to 3 seconds left at that point? I thought it was down. I thought he started at 8.
When he kicked the field goal, it was 8, and it was 3 left on the clock once it goes through.
Okay. So the point is, could they have gotten a few more yards? I have no idea. But in the end, the Bengals needed to make a couple of plays they did not make, because it was going to be a close game.